Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and on eBay. Today I am here to give you just a quick lowdown on how I do my shipping. It's a frequently asked question from my viewers and followers on Instagram. So I have some stuff going out. I'm just putting together my shipping, so I'm actually in need of ordering some new poly mailers, and I use so many different sizes that I really had to, for myself, even go back and look at the size of each of the mailers that I use, and I also need to order more of these designer type mailers. So I thought today would be a really good day to just go through and show you what I use for shipping. This is not a super original video. A lot of people do these, but I just thought that I would give you my take on it. So here we go. First, I'm gonna start with the free stuff because I think for anyone who's getting started, it's really nice to keep your costs down. And I've actually found that when I started about a little over a year ago, I was really into, I need these pretty mailers, and I still really enjoy packaging my stuff in a professional manner. It's one of the things that I love about this business, and it's one of the things I think I'm more Poshmark, I like Poshmark a little bit more than eBay because I like the whole vibe of it. But anyway, so the free stuff. I think one of the most popular shipping free items is these wonderful shoe boxes. They are fantastic. They are free. Everything from USPS is free. So you can go on to USPS.com and then you can order shipping things. And I believe they come to you in bunches of 10 and 20 or 25 and 50. So I always have these on hand. I went through a phase where I stored my shoes in here, but I quickly ran out of space and it didn't work. So I typically keep these broken down and then I just grab them when I need them. They don't always fit boots. For boots, I typically use a flat rate large box, which I actually don't have in front of me, but also free. And I think you can grab those right at the post office. These boxes you have to order online. It takes less than a week for them to come in. So highly recommend these. These boxes also, just so you know, they don't come with the pre-made adhesive where you just peel it off and stick, the peel and stick adhesive. So I use a Scotch tape roll, and I've tried other brands. I've tried the post office brand, horrible in my opinion, like it just kept tearing. I've tried the dollar store brand, even worse. So I have just committed to getting the Scotch shipping packing tape, heavy duty is what I use. And you can get like a more heavy duty handle. I like this for my needs. So that's that. With these boxes, which is actually my favorite. So I went ahead and I put little size tags on here. This is just like an approximate. It's actually technically 11.5 by 2.375 by 13.125 inches. But this box is my favorite. And I think in here, I just have a pair of Athleta pants that were just a little bulky, and they were just a little too big to put in these mailers, which I also like to use. But these are more, these I think are more like 10 by 12 or 10 by 13, so just slightly smaller than this box. And if I want something to be a little bit sturdier, I use this. And like I said, this is one of my favorite boxes. I had a little bit of space on the top of this box, so what I did was just use some craft paper, and I just very simply just ripped off a sheet, crumbled it up, and put it at the top. I use this craft paper a lot. I actually think I bought this at IKEA. However, I know that you can order this online. And I think you can get a really big roll for like $40. And I also recently saw this at Home Depot, and I think it was being marketed as, like a floor cover for people, for workers trekking through your house, maybe doing some construction. They don't want to get the floor dirty, I think. So anyways, and that price was, I think, on the cheaper side. So I want to go back to Home Depot and revisit what that cost was. I really like this. I also My mother-in-law recently moved, and she must have bought over $100 worth of bubble wrap. And when I helped her move in, I was just like grabbing all of her bubble wrap and her extra boxes and bringing it home. So I use a lot of bubble wrap on anything that's breakable. I don't sell a lot of hard goods, but if I do, I like to use some bubble wrap. And then I just go to the dollar store and just get plain, good old-fashioned white tissue paper. Sometimes I'll use tissue paper to wrap around like the hardware on a purse if I've sold a purse, or maybe I just, you know, want to wrap something up, give it a little extra. I don't typically use it in my packaging because I use the clear poly bags. So this is a Helly Hansen coat that I sold actually on eBay. And so I have little label stickers that I like to use. I'm actually working on rebranding right now, so some of my packaging is going to change. Maybe my stickers, and I might start including a little card inside with some of my information, but that's gonna come out in a little bit. But I like to put, I use different stickers. So I have these black stickers that I use for, you know, I just basically go by whatever the item is and what looks best on it. But then I have these little floral stickers, and they just say thank you. I don't typically do note cards. I've probably sent out, I've sold almost 1,000 items, and I've sent out probably 10 thank you cards, but I do include a thank you sticker on everything. I just like how it's a clean look. So just depending on the item will, whichever the item is will determine what sticker I use on my packaging. So that's it on stickers. I do use a Dymo label maker. I love it. It's a little glitchy, I will say. It's not always the best for me. Sometimes, I don't know, comment below like what your glitches are, but for me, sometimes it just randomly goes offline and then I have to reconnect. But I've gotten better at it. Like at first, it really was a time sucker for me when it would kick me offline. Or when it would go offline. But once I kind of figured out how to get back online, it became a quick thing. I do use knockoff labels. I've never, since the start when I purchased my Dymo label maker approximately a year ago, I ordered off-brand. And this is the brand I use, Dasher. So this is just the back, but I'm gonna try to link all these things below. I will. I actually need to update my link tree with like stuff that I purchase off Amazon or just like my steamer, because I get questions a lot. So I do need to do that. This is also, which I've showed before, when I'm printing my labels, my computer is upstairs in my bedroom, and as I print my labels, I just write on the back what it was. So these are those Athleta pants. This is a Pendleton sweater. This is the Outlander coat that I just sold, my Rosie the Riveter costume, and a pair of PacSun jeans. So I just do that on the back, and then I match it to whatever's on the front. Here's a label that I'm gonna do with you. So I use that, and I love that. Really can't imagine my business without a label maker. Whichever brand you choose to use is great. Okay, what else here? Oh, I've been using a few more of, I've been using Back to Free. I'm jumping around as always. I use these mailers, which I also ordered. These are the padded flat rate mailers. And I will include the price for this. I don't use padded flat rate. I think they're $7.95. This tells you how little I ship through eBay. But just so you know, even if it's a flat rate mailer, you are allowed to use that mailer through Poshmark. So even if it's a flat rate box and it's a large flat rate, which I think is like $17 or something, 13, 17, you can still use it for Poshmark. It is a business arrangement between Poshmark and the USPS. So don't be afraid to use a flat rate box, even though you're only charging $6.95 for shipping, or $6.90. Where are we at? I'm such a detail girl, don't you love it? $6.79, I think that's it. So also beware that if you do go over in shipping, and this is something that I've wanted to talk about recently, I have been selling more bundles, which is fantastic, but oftentimes with bundles becomes higher shipping rates, because once you go over $5, you're going to pay through Poshmark $1 per pound as your weight increases. So if I sell something and it's 6 pounds, 1 ounce, I need to up my label and pay $8 out of pocket for that once it goes over the 5 pounds. Even if it's 1 pound, 1 ounce, you have to jump up to that next level. So keep that in mind when you're doing your bundle offers, because for me, I love to offer great savings to people on their bundles, but then I need to really be careful that I'm not offering too much, because then I will inevitably have to up my shipping, which has happened a couple times. But to be truthful, when I'm selling bundles of that size, I don't really mind putting in a little extra money, because they're usually great customers who are repeat customers who I really appreciate. So that is worth it to me. Just make sure you're paying attention to your margins. So that's that about this. This is the padded one. And then this is the mailer for, it's unpadded. So this is just a poly mailer, which is not poly mailer, the USPS. It's a little bit larger than this one. So sometimes if I'm just a little bit over on size, I like to use this. And also I tend to use my USPS envelope packaging for my male customers. I do sell a lot of menswear. And typically, most recently, my favorite poly mailer, like decorative one, was a black plaid. And I've run out of those. But I like having something that's more neutral that I can send to men and women. Sometimes I have really flowery ones, and I don't know. I like to send those in more feminine packages. But anyway, so that I use a lot. This is the one size up. I'm going to flip it this way. This is, I've been trying to write down my sizes for people. This is the 12 by 3 by 15, so slightly larger. I have my little label on here, and I'll show you the difference. This, I believe, is a bundle. This has the little Rosie the Riveter outfit, and which was a jumpsuit and pretty large. And what was the other thing here? A pair of pants. So as far as the poly mailers go, I would say that my most commonly used poly mailer is a size 10 by 12, which I am out of, and I'm kind of going crazy. I'm trying to make the best of what I have. So I'm going to show you what I have. Oh, this is the size of these poly mailers, these decorative ones. These are about 10 by 13. Whoops, this one. I'm not used to being in my kitchen. Can you tell I'm a little off my game? Okay, but the clear mailers that I use, I like to use the ones that you can re-stick so they adhere. But if there's any sort of thing, even despite my best efforts to always include measurements, sometimes I forget. If I'm doing a quick listing and I think that I'm gonna go back to it and put my measurements in later, sometimes I forget, or sometimes I don't include the fabric content, or sometimes it's just like a really super random question that customers or potential buyers will ask. So I often need to go back into my piece. So this is just a little Gap cardigan sweater that sold yesterday. And because I ran out of my favorite size, which is 10 by 12, I put this in this size, which is 11 by 14. And this was the first time I really bought poly mailers in bulk. I think about 1,000 of these. I have changed up the vendors I use as the year has gone on, and I'm trying to narrow it down a little bit so I can be more efficient and spend less and buy in bulk, because I know I'm going to go through them. When I first started, I would order these 100 at a time because I never thought I would go through so many, and now I am ordering more frequently. So this size I actually ordered in bulk. I ordered 1,000 of these. I do like the ones that don't have the warning, you know, the avoid suffocation warning. Just for my own presentation, you know, I just want it to be, very clean looking. So this is what it looks like without, you know, with just a clear packaging. This also has a little more of a shine to it, and some of my packaging is more matted. Another commonly used size for me, this is an example of something that's a little more muted, less shiny, and it also has the warning on it. But this size is 8 by 10, and these are great for t-shirts. So this is a Pink Floyd t-shirt that I recently listed, and that just fit in here really nicely. And then the little flap over on the back And then when I do my thank you sticker on this, because it's a black shirt, I like to do a lighter thank you sticker. So I will just put that on. It's a little busy with this. But also, just from a like packaging standpoint, whenever I flap over my poly mailer, the clear plastic one, wherever the seam is on the back or the writing is on the back, I always want to put like the best design part of the shirt in the front and then my sticker in the front. So the front is super clean. So this is all clean. There's no fold over, and then when you flip it on the back, you see this. Puppies are barking. One of my favorite sizes that I've recently picked up, and I didn't buy a lot of these because they are a little bit more expensive, is this larger size. So this is a 14 by 20 size, and I think these are a really great thing to have in stock, especially during this season, because I'm sending out a lot of coats. So that Outlander coat that I just sold, it was a size 2X, and it folded up really nicely, and it went in this poly bag. And then, so these are really nice because I have one size down from here, which is, I want to say this one is 11 by 14. I think I have like a 16 by 18 size, and sometimes it's just too small for some of my larger coats. But that particular Outlander coat went into this package. This is one size up. Again, I have had these for months and months and months. A little bit larger. This is, I think, about, it's a little bit smaller than the package. So if the poly mailer is 14 by 20, this is slightly smaller than that. But these I only use occasionally. Like this particular coat was a little bit too large for that box that I had the Rosie the Riveter bundle in. And I just liked how it fit in here. Sometimes it's just like I'm in the moment and I'm all over the place. So I will have a pile of all my packaging stuff and I'll just grab what I need and then try different things. These mailers are the ones that I probably use the most for my average piece of clothing. So I'm going to show you right here. Here is my little Gap sweater. This is folded, so it will go really nicely. It will pop right in. When I do package things, I like to do the clean side up. This needs a sticker. I'm gonna put a black sticker on this to pop. So it gets a little sticker, and then I always like to package it so it slides right in this way, so that when people open their package, when they open it up, it will come out like that. Although it would be more like they'll rip it because this adhesive is super strong. Another little tip, when you are folding over your strip, once you pull this off, long ago I would be tempted to fold, like make it much smaller to try to fold it up right to where my product inside ended. But what happens is if you fold it over that much, you're leaving this portion like technically open. And so in the rare case something could get in there, you don't want that to happen. So no matter what size you're using, you only want to fold over to where the white is. So that way you're guaranteed that it's going to actually be sealed even on the side. Does that make sense? So we did that, and then I'm gonna peel this off, and then I'm just gonna fold over on the white, and then it looks really nice. And then I'm gonna add my label here, my Dymo label, and off it will go. To recap, shipping is one of the daily tasks we are all faced with in our Poshmark, eBay, Mercari business. I actually don't mind shipping. It's a really good feeling to just package things up and ship them off, and I know I'm making space in my inventory, and I know I'm shipping out things to people who will hopefully love what they're receiving in the mail. Everybody likes to get a package, so it's always nice to package your items with some love. That's definitely part of my business model that I will continue to use moving forward. I love the free shipping options from the US Postal Service, but you'll see in any pile of mine, I always have a variety of shipping boxes, all different shapes and sizes that I use on a daily basis. I do need to replenish my stuff, so I thought this was a great time to check in with everybody. What are your favorite shipping methods? And is there anything special, a special touch that you add to your packages? I've seen some really beautiful packages with tissue paper and notes, and I know sustainability is an issue in this industry, and I am definitely guilty of using these mailers. I actually love them. I do feel like I'm doing my part in recycling clothing. I'm sure I could do more. We could all do more. Currently, this is the system that works for me right now. It's very clean. There's a really good feeling for me once I've steamed items and delinted them and clipped any little threads that are hanging and folded them nicely and listed them, to put them in a package that I know is going to keep them clean and away from dust and anything else, so that when I do sell an item, I feel very confident just grabbing it from my bins and putting it in a mailer to go out. So there is a downside to using plastic, but I just described my upside, and right now that means a lot to me in my business. So I hope this really helped. I know, like I said, it's been done before, but I just wanted to show you my strategies, and I'm sure I'm missing a few tips. This is just kind of my Monday shipping that I thought I would share with you. So I really appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more videos about reselling. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.